So with winter coming on, usually winters here in Missouri are pretty easy, but depending on where in the world you are, winter usually means non-growing season for grass. So you are going to be feeding hay, maybe you're going to be feeding some grain, definitely going to be feeding some supplement of some kind, you know, protein tubs, grain, or, you know, maybe you've got a TMR mixer, so you're going to be mixing some rations. You're going to be doing something, right? So in thinking about that, you really probably don't want your cattle in the back 40 or the back 100 or the back 80 or the back whatever you got, because well, you're going to have to drive something out to them to put out this hay. So one thing that we like to do as we prepare for winter, you know, we're down to the last handful of calves that are starting to or last handful of calves that need to be calved out. Cows, good grief, it helps if I can talk. We are down to the last few cows that need to calve out. There we go. So most of the cows are paired up and everything like that. We'll move them to a pasture that's really close to you know, the entrance to places. So like for instance, our one big place that we have out here, it's off the highway. You go down a dirt road and then you go up this lane. Well, that lane goes through the entire property that's over there that we lease. What I like to do is bring the whole herd up to the very first field for a couple of reasons. We feed some grain in the winter because we have a feed box and it's already full. So if we're already going over there, it seems just as easy to feed some grain to them while we're there. In the past, I've fed a lot of tubs. We still feed some tubs. So having them close right there allows for a couple of things. If I'm going to go unroll some hay, it saves time. And when it's muddy, I'm now only rutting up the front field. So I like to start in the closer fields and then kind of move my way away as I need to. It's just easier. Like I said, it saves time. You're not going to rut up your fields the same way. And moving farther away allows for a couple of things. If it starts getting really muddy, I can always move back, right? If you start far away and you're needing to move them closer to you, if it gets really muddy, well, now you've got to drive the truck or ride a horse or ride the four-wheeler or walk or whatever you're doing out, and you got to push all them cows and everything through the mud back into the front field. And so now everything's muddy, and it's just easier the way I have found to start close and move far away, and then if you need to, you can always move back. Because, you know, if you're in the second field and all of a sudden it's really muddy, well, I can go unroll some hay right here in this front field and keep tearing it up, and then just go open the gate and move the cows back into that first field. So that's one thing, is we like to move the cows to an easily accessible area in preparation for mud, or if it's snowy or whatever, you know, just make it close. That way it's easy to get to.